Welcome back to my channel. This is Brandon with Low Float Trader, and this is June 19th trading session. So I was looking at a few low floats to start the morning, and you'll notice first stock that I got into was COHN, which was a huge gap up from $7.50 all the way up to 22, and I saw that it was about to be halted, so I jumped in with 300 shares. Which is a strategy that I talked about in another video, which tends to work really well. And then at the same time, I noticed that BYFC was also about to be halted. So I got in here with, I believe, only 100 shares. So to start the morning off at 9:32, I was in two trades, both halted. So I skip ahead. This stock actually jumps ahead. I saw the green line here is actually the green dotted line here is the pre-market high. So I saw some resistance there. I ended up selling my shares. Funny enough, it actually went all the way up to 650, broke well above the pre-market high. So I should have held on a little bit longer. And then finally COHN resumes. It took 10 minutes for this stock to resume. And then on this stock I was up. At one point I was up at $700 on 300 shares, which was amazing. The problem that I was having, however, was because of the spread. There was a 19-cent spread at this point. My hotkeys weren't working because it's set up to sell with a smaller spread, and it was just creating a ton of issues. I fixed that moving forward, but so what ended up happening on this trade is I ended up losing. I actually lost on a $700 gain. I lost $51 because I wasn't able to exit my trade. I had to just bail out, and the funny thing is it ended up halting on the way down. So good thing I got out of that trade. Unfortunately though, I was frustrated with that, as I should have been up well over $500, $600 at that point. Next trade of the day, looking around for another trade, and I fast forward and I see here BYFC looking to make another move. This is my main strategy here, where I see a stock that's moving up, dip, and then a buy once it gets above the dip, the high of the red candle there. So I jump in here with 531 shares, but I do see that green dotted line again. That's the pre-market. There's resistance there, along with this dash, which is the VWAP. So there's a ton of resistance there. So it probably wasn't the best entry. I should have waited it a little bit more until it got above those lines, and as you can see, it actually gets there seems to be some resistance there, and so on this stock I'm waiting a little bit longer. It does finally break above the pre-market as well as the VWAP, so I made some money back that I had. So I was up like $84. I mean, overall I'm only up $33 at this point. Then I got into IMRN because of the break of this red candle here. It's above VWAP. This looks like a great opportunity. It's up a ton, but unfortunately it didn't look to be making much of a move, and so I ended up getting out there. So BYFC, I ended up getting back in for this break. I can see that it's trying to break above the VWAP and trying to break above the pre-market. I see that it tried once, it tried twice, it tried three times, it kept failing. So I thought that if it kept attempting, eventually it will break. I had a tight stop loss here. I was in 1,000 shares, and I ended up losing on that one as well. So I basically, at this point, I'm down on 3 stocks. So it was a tough morning. And then from there, on my higher day scanner, I had CHCI that came up. CHCI saw the first candle to make a new high after that dip. I got in with 675 shares. Looking for the break above 4. I ended up doubling my shares to 1,350. And sure enough, it finally went my way. Made a nice profit of $170. And then I got into WRTC. WRTC again, gap moving up, dip, got above the dip. The problem with this one is the volume was a little bit lower, and so I hesitated to stay long with this one. I ended up getting out for a win, but it wasn't much of a win there. And then I got into BBGI, which again, climb, dip, bought on the first candle to make a new high. This one was an easy win for me. Ended up making, I believe, over 200 on that trade. And then finally BYFC, excuse me, again, trying to retest that at VWAP and break a pre-market. I was stubborn to get this one to go, and I believe this time it finally went, and it broke through, and it broke through with a ton of momentum. So at that point I was good. Cone, I made a huge mistake here. Luckily didn't cost me much. I actually got in here because I saw the halt levels. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that it was going to change to the 17th minute, which was going to change the upper limit of the halt threshold. I did not notice that. Plus, I wouldn't be doing this later in the morning. I ended up getting caught with I think 300 shares. I was down a ton. And at that point, I don't know what I was thinking. That was just a terrible trade. I ended up making money on it regardless. I think I ended up making $27 after I was down a ton. And then on these, I was just holding. I was just trailing my stop loss on BYFC and BBGI. As these continued to move higher, I just kept raising my stop limit. And so in the end, I ended up making, I was up about 489 to end the day. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if there's any videos I can do to help you guys out. Look forward to talking with you again in Monday's session. Take care.